it was like Adam King. No, what the fuck was his name? I want to say it was Adam.
Um,
I know he was married to one of the teachers.
so it's the Courtneys are there now, and they're really good
Yeah, the
coaches.
doctor.
Yeah, yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
They know their stuff. They're kind of douches, but they do know what they're talking about.
I think it
Uh,
was just because, wasn't he like a surgeon or something like that?
yeah, he's like something to do with like sports medicine.
Sports
So like
med. Yeah, I think he's a surgeon.
yeah,
Surgeons are kind of like dicks. Because, like, even all of our athletes complain about like, our team doctor. I'm like, dude, like, their job is to go in, like, do
change it to doers.
whatever they have to do, and then leave. Like, they're not very, face-to-face conversation oriented.
Yeah, surgeons
Most of
don't
the time, they
have bedside manner really.
yeah, because they're like dealing with people that's asleep.
Like I don't know which one's which, um, but we were talking about it at SAZs. One of them's really friendly, um, and the other one is kind of odd to be around. Like he's kind of very introverted, I guess. So they're 220 last year at States. Got lucky in the wrestlebacks and ended up
Mm-hmm.
wrestling for third instead of fifth because he was in overtime with a kid, um, and he had already been called for stalling like 4 times. It was bad. Maybe not 4 times, but he had been called for stalling a lot. So like 20 seconds into the minute overtime, he gets called for stalling again, gives up a point, but then he gets a takedown right after. So they awarded him the win. But it's in overtime, it's sudden victory. So the stalling point should have ended it. Like that should have been the match. The other kid should have
Yeah.
won. But by the time they realized what had happened, both wrestlers had left the mat, so the match is over. They can't do anything about it.
Dude,
So
that
they
sucks.
they lucked into wrestling for third.
That sucks.
For the kid, for I think the kid was from Petersburg. Sucks for that kid, but for the kid from Bridgeport,
Yeah.
it was good. It was good.
Yeah. So, like, that's not good.
Yeah, how do you make a mistake like that in the state tournament? You know, because like they don't let just anybody ref at the state tournament. Like only certain refs get to go. Like you have to have so much experience before you can even be considered to go. It was bad. Like they even the scorecard had it written down. There was an escape for one, and then a takedown, or not escape, a penalty point for one, and then two. So it's not like they just called the stalling and didn't award the point. They awarded the point, but then still gave him the takedown for the win.
Oh my god. That ref probably got, like, his ass chewed out. Like, he
Oh
probably got
my
beat up in
god.
the parking lot.
Oh man, the Courtneys were out, man. Once as soon because they knew. Because I mean, like I said, they're smart guys and like they know wrestling, so they know that was wrong. So as soon as they got the chance to get off the mat, they were out.
Did they wrestle in college or something, or
I don't know. I imagine so. I don't know where. But they come from
did
like
they have bios? I wonder if they, like, does high school coaches have, like, bios?
I'm sure if you like looked up where like when they got hired, it would say
Mm-hmm. Where's your coach wrestle at?
WVU.
Oh shit,
Yep.
he's a real deal.
He's really good. But he got injured. It was either his knee or his shoulder. Can't remember which one. But yeah. Well, that's the head coach now. But like when I was there, the head coach now was one of the assistant coaches, and
Mm-hmm.
the head coach wrestled at Fairmont State.
Well, at least it's not like random people who's just like a teacher and want extra pay. That's all I'd be worried about.
I mean, it happens. If there's no one else that wants the job, that's what they do.
Is there any like teams like right now who's like that?
Like in the area or at East Fairmont? I don't think so. I mean, they're usually, especially now, there usually is someone who's actually qualified. But like back in the day,
I think Fairmont's gonna help them out. Like having a wrestling team in Fairmont, like I think it's gonna help out. Like get the, like people wrestling more.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Because like, if he can get the program off the ground and doing pretty well, does the right things, then yes. Which, from what I understand, is he's a really good coach. He's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. So
I talked to him for like 40 minutes at Waynesburg.
Yeah.
He remembered me from when he was at K-Dub.
He every time I see him, man, he's always like, "Man, we got to get you in the room working with our heavyweights." I keep telling him that, like, you just, get a hold of me and I'll do it. Which, I imagine he's very busy, so I don't think he's just like telling me that to blow smoke up my ass and then ignoring me, or he's just gets busy.
Yeah, he was telling about how he was trying to like recruit, and he was like going around all around not United States, but like
the area,
Eastern Panhandle, like New Jersey area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I told him some cool places to go, like exploring. I was like Blackwater Falls, Seneca Rocks, and stuff like that. He's from Arizona.
Yeah.
So like.
Well, he wrestled with Cain Velasquez at Arizona State.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. That's awesome. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think he's a great guy.
I told him straight up, I was like, dude, you made a hell of a smart decision by freaking leaving K-Dub and coming to Fairmont. He's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, so when he first got here, he was looking for an assistant. I got one. He was looking for an assistant coach, and I'm friends with the guy he rents it from in Fairmont. And the guy was telling him that he knew me and like how I wrestled at Jesuit. Motherfucker, I got 800 ping. And he said he was interested in bringing me on the staff. But then like 2 days later is when they announced that they hired Zeke Moisey as the assistant. So I was like, man, they probably don't have another paid assistant job right now. So if I was, I would just be like a grad assistant. So I would have had to transfer in, and I would have lost like half the credits I took at that point. And I didn't want to do that, so.
I'd say you should have just been like a student helper or something like that, or like a volunteer.
A grad assistant's like that, like a student. But like I said, I didn't want to transfer in, and like I've told him that I'll work with the guys if he wants me to. Like I'm glad to help out. It's just, have you got the brick house over here yet?
Yeah. I'd say you should have been like a student, or not like a student, but like a unpaid volunteer, so at least you can get college experience on your resume. And like, still take your classes, and then, because like, you're not paid at Fairmont, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, so it'd be like the same thing. And then...
But like, my point with that is, at this point in my life, I don't have the intention to coach as a career,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I do want to coach, like, and one day I hope to be the head coach at East Fairmont. Like, when the time comes, I'm going to put my name in the hat for it. But, like, staying on here allows me to get experience as a coach. under a well-known program in the state, and it also I've made I've improved relationships with people in the school. So when I do finish my degree and I'm ready to become a teacher, I think I have a better in.
True. True.
So there were a lot of reasons why I decided not to try to pursue only getting on with them, but.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Sometimes I wonder about this whole athletic training thing.
I'm telling you should just do your hours to be a substitute. Come to Fairmont. Or even Harrison County. And when we get some money, we get a place, like an apartment or something together, and then we just, hang out.
Hell, Owen's gonna probably need a roommate too, so we could probably do
all three of us.
Because I think his roommate's like gonna live with her boyfriend or something like that soon.
Hey, you're going the opposite way as me, sir.
Oh shit. I need a freaking yeah, I need to do my hours, but I don't have fucking time. I gotta work till like 9 o'clock.
You could do it in one day in Bridgeport if you went to the Bridgeport schools because they're all right there together.
Yeah.
So I would just like call off sick or something one day and do it.
I need to do something else besides subbing too, though, because that's not going to give me a lot of income.
I mean, if you can get work, it's not bad.
I mean, especially since I can be a long-term sub.
Yeah.
And apparently Bridgeport's been telling me, like, my next door neighbor's telling me, like, Bridgeport, I don't know if it's Bridgeport, but Harrison County at least, they have, like, been hiring, like, I guess, like, people do, like, student internships, like, your, what the fuck is that called? Whenever you, like, you student teach.
Yeah.
And, like, they hire them right off the bat.
Yeah, so
straight in.
In Morgantown, this girl that I went to high school with, got assigned to do her student teaching with a lady. Going into the school year, the lady quit, so they couldn't find a replacement for her. So they were just like, "Hey, do you want to just teach this class?" And that she did her student teaching hours, and because of that, as soon as she was done, she just kept that job. She got to stay on there.
That's wild.
And I know another person that got offered the same thing, but she didn't take it. I don't know if she just didn't like the class that she had got put in. Or what? So I already have an AUG if you want that one.
What the hell did that not count? I wonder if that's different games.
No, it's not. It's llamas. Llamas or the blue chest.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going here also.
Alright. Sure. Yeah, I think, well, they're supposed to talk to me about teaching here. So I'm gonna kind of lay out my terms once I figure out about what's going on with that. Because if I can get a teaching job here, I'm gonna stay here. But he told me that they were supposed to talk like right, I guess towards the end of the school year. I got to talk to one of the classes and this like in February because he
Do you not want that purple sub?
I already have it.
All right, did you get you got better than that purple AUG over there?
I'm keeping this blue AR because it's fully automatic.
All right. There's another supply drop right there.
Over there. and then or like an RD job, because that pays for my housing. So I'll end his options.
So from what I've been told, Marion County pays like $155 a day for a substitute, which turns into more when you are long term. Like once you pass the 30 days to become a long term sub, it gets more. So like the old numbers were like 135 to 175 or something like that. So, and that's for 7 hours of not doing. You don't have to make lesson plans. You may have to read lesson plans, but that's just because you're going to go in and it's whatever the teacher had written. Or you could get in with somebody like the guy that's coaches the line, like the head line coach for East Fairmont. So I guess technically I'm kind of like his assistant. He is a math teacher at East Fairmont, and he told me that as soon as I get certified, he'll give me days. And he'll just make them computer lab days. So all I'll have to do is go in and tell the kids to go right across the hallway to the computer lab, and that's what I'll do. Like I don't have to say anything other than that. And that's like all I'll have to do. That guy, one of those guys died.
Yeah, but whenever I was at Parkersburg, one of the guys I did like middle school track with, he was a physics coach at physics teacher at Williamstown. He was like, dude, I wish you had your sub thing right now, because I could have you freaking sub all the time. I was like, yeah.
Of course,
I think at that point, I just want to be a full time. Let's see. You said $155 a day.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. Marion County is.
Let's just do 155 times 180 days. 28,000.
And see, that's not bad for. And then you get a summer job.
I'm just worried about health insurance.
Take your praxis, dude. You don't have to have an education degree to get a teaching job anymore. There's a way to do it where you just like take your praxis. So since you have all your hours, and you have an MED too, so if you just take the praxis, I'm pretty sure you could get a job. And then you get the PEIA. We're gonna have to go. Yeah, then you get, like you said, you get a job at like the movie theaters or something during the summer.
Yeah, my neighbor, she's like about to retire soon with anatomy, so like I'm kind of waiting for her because then I can just move in. Is that you shooting rockets?
Yeah. Assist.
Yeah, I just want to eliminate his ass. I don't know how that thing's not falling.
Got him that time. Did you get him or I got him? I'm not sure. I had 2 eliminations before that, so I'll check. Oh, that was you? So I had 2 eliminations and 1 assist. That's what I'm talking about.